Basse Joseph is a community in the Castries South Constituency with a rich cultural heritage, steep slopes, majestic view of the cul-de-sac bay, and is home to nearly 600 residents. The UWP's designated candidate indicates that his party has not neglected them and unveiled a master plan for the community.
This is the proposed site of the new Basse Joseph Community Center and Multi-Purpose Court. This project is being financed by the Taiwanese and the government of St. Lucia. In my constituency visit, this was the project the community identified as most needed to assist persons resident in this constituency, as for a number of years they've been requesting this community center and multi-purpose court facility. And today, this project is going to be a reality in the coming months.
Wouldn't you say it's unconventional to have the vying candidate for the seat implement all of these projects, whereas the normal government structure would allow for it to be done through the parliamentary representative?
You see, many persons cry foul at government giving assistance to an impending candidate. It's not government giving me assistance. It's you going after what you want.
But your party is in power.
Exactly. So naturally you'll get the preference and you have greater access. The fact that I'm a cabinet member, yes, it gives me the advantage in having access to the ministers. But there are other parliamentarians whose party is not in power, who have projects executed in the areas because of their efforts.
Okay, how would it be different for Castries South under Dodie Francis' representation if you were to win your seat, but your party not form the government?
You see, the thing about it, first of all, you want us to establish great relations, not just at the governmental level, but also at the community level, and also the business level. And you see, the problem with my competitor is he has no clout in the business community. He has no clout in the general economic and financial sector in St. Lucia. You understand? I don't know him in service organizations. The businessmen in St. Lucia belong to Rotary, the Chamber, etc. Is he a member of these organizations? How are you going to get anything done in this country? You have to belong to these organizations so you could know exactly who to go to get what you want done.
The lack of employment, recreational facilities and after-school programs is a plague onto both MPs and the vying candidates and a malted for any ruling party. But only a comprehensive, well-structured plan separates the two.
In the Basse Joseph Barigo area, we're looking at re-establishing a textile development, and that is why I'm concentrating heavily on the sewing aspect of the project, because there are two companies that we're actually discussing with and who are hoping to come into St. Lucia and re-establish this textile industry at a level with modern state-of-the-art equipment, which is going to make them more efficient in producing those things. Skills training and after-schools program for school leavers at the Southwest Community College, where we will be training persons in 6 disciplines in the constituency. Hopefully some of those persons will be able to create employment for themselves, because the areas are going to be masonry, plumbing, carpentry and joinery, auto mechanics, sewing and computer studies. In these 6 areas, when these persons are going to have what we call professional qualifications, 6 to 12 month professional qualifications, and would be able to start up on their own or can present themselves and be more employable. We have a number of doctors who offer their services free of charge, and a number of medical students who will be accompanying them, and we'll be going through the constituency and we'll be doing physical checks, the regular physical checks on all our senior citizens in our constituency. Those persons where they have identified a serious medical problem, they will be referred, and a number of doctors have offered their services free of charge to do the referrals for those individuals. There's need for sporting facilities, and the plans are afoot now, and we're just trying to acquire the land to build a multi-purpose court in the upper Cicero areas by capital management. So we're just trying to acquire that land now to build that facility. Cicero Field is also going to be upgraded, developed and lighted to be a full-fledged small community field to house the event, and the same thing for Marigo. Marigo is going to be the major sporting area for the Castries South constituency. In terms of structures, well, the community center in Cicero needs refurbishment, and the preschool, that is going to be done. We have plans also to either construct a new community center or go up one level on the existing community center in the Marigo area.
Cul-de-sac was inundated by the deluge during Thomas. Basse Joseph suffered major landslides, battle wounds which are still visible today. The UWP candidate offers an insight into his government's efforts to assist Castries South.
There's still a number of areas that the government has been unable to complete because of lack of funds, especially like some of the retaining walls in Basse Joseph. But government, I know these projects are coming on stream. The contracts have already been awarded for these retaining walls, and they will be done. We have major works to be done in the Cicero area, and there's a big drain that basically crosses like 6 roads in Cicero. This needs to be done. But see, all the remedial work in Cicero, the majority of the remedial work in Cicero was undertaken by myself and government.
His theme of effective representation was never more evident than his proactive approach post-Thomas. Dodi says, even without government funding, he was able to live up to his campaign slogan.
In the Cicero area, I actually reconstructed about 3 houses, and one had to reconstruct the entire house. It started off as repairs, but again, I want to thank Jimco Construction, I want to thank Capital Management, and I want to thank a number of other communities who basically assisted in supplying materials for the reconstruction of this home in the firehouse area in Cicero. And this is a single lady whose home was completely destroyed by Thomas. And when we went to execute the repairs, the house could not be repaired. And luckily, again through friends, business associates, financial sector contributions, we were able to reconstruct a home for this lady and a family. When we walked down here, Miss Solomon was sitting across the road on this wall, crying. I mean, I couldn't help but just hug Miss Solomon and let her know everything is going to be all right.
The keys to your new home that I do hope will certainly bring the level of comfort that you deserve as a career public officer here in this country. To you, I say congratulations. Very well.
I wish St. Lucian would look up to Mr. Francis, because that's a man we need in the community of Cicero. That's a man you can go and talk to. That's a man that will give you comfort. And I tell you, I don't know, Mr. Francis, I wouldn't finish, and Mr. Stevenson King, you all helped me a lot in this event. Thank you, sir. I don't know.
Dodi chastises the Labour Party's policy decision to refuse Taiwanese funding for development of Castries South. He blasted Dr. Lewis, the sitting MP, for not affording his constituents the benefits of those funds. However, since assuming the role of candidate designate, he has slowly tried to reverse this tide.
The rehabilitation of the Fulasho area was done with the assistance of the Taiwanese. The Basse Joseph Multiple Center and Court will be done with the assistance of the Taiwanese. The construction of the Cicero Court and Upper Cicero will be done with the assistance of the Taiwanese. The construction of the Fulasho clubhouse facility and changing room and toilets will be done with the assistance of the Taiwanese. We've actually done a number of footpaths and steps to a number of areas in the constituency. That was done with the assistance of the Taiwanese. And we were able to, I know I was criticized for our school book project. Government did give some assistance in the school book project. And I despise the fact that, the sitting MP would pretend that the government didn't assist him. They did. They gave him a number of bursaries.
Do you believe that it's correct procedure for a vying candidate to lobby directly governmental or non-governmental agencies in getting projects funded in his constituency?
Whenever you have a desire to execute anything, you find the funds where they're available and find the organizations, be them government, be them non-government, be them NGOs, be them associations, be them regional or international organizations. I mean, I've worked at a number of regional international organizations, so I know where certain funding are available. And persons like myself would utilize those associations, those connections to get those fundings in, to execute these projects. I mean, if there's a need in my constituency, I'm not going to sit down and look at the bureaucratic obstacles to do that project. I find a way to execute that project. And this is my hallmark. I get things done.
St. Lucia's political campaigns have been marred with mudslinging, mépris, and enough jeté parole to dwarf a US presidential election. Too often, novice candidates enter the political arena with their wife and children in tow, only to dodge mudshots from opposing candidates. Ever notice how seasoned politicians' families are seldom seen? That, coupled with the task of having to visit 3,424 homes in his region, could be taxing on any politician, let alone this father of three.
I relished the opportunity to challenge Robert Lewis because I see him as an equal. And I think Castries South and the constituencies can have two reasonably qualified persons. I don't mean qualifications, I mean academic qualifications, but persons who have that ability to serve and are willing to serve, and that we could have a clean campaign, and a campaign that is focused on policy, on principle, on issues, and in what exactly one can do for their constituency. And then to now enter this race and see now that persons are trying to discredit my campaign by bringing in all this malice and align you, all this negativity, that to me is disappointing.
You've been attacked personally by that candidate?
Well, I've been attacked by the candidate and the party. You see, you can understand why. I mean, a drowning man would clutch at a straw. And when you recognize that you are the incumbent, but your competitor is really and truly giving you a serious challenge, it may force you to resort to unethical behavior and unethical strategies, okay, because you basically will try to win at all costs.
He shrugs off the negative and says, however, that the highlight of his campaign has been the ability to deliver on simple projects that make the lives of residents a bit more comfortable. Love and appreciation is a feeling he gets as he conducts his meet and greet sessions in the constituency. He took the opportunity to remind them that the venue to show true gratitude is at their assigned polling stations whenever the bell is rung.
People of Castries South, you have chosen a representative for the last 4.5 years, and I know you realize that nothing has been done within your constituency and you are dissatisfied. I have demonstrated by my slogan that Doddy gets it done, and I think right now it is time to have things done in Castries South, and I'm asking you to vote Doddy Francis, the man who gets it done.
Every time you open your mouth, your foot is in it up to your heel.